Yesterday we just did the solving equations where it was just an x, just a y. So the line was, if it was just a y, it's a vertical or a horizontal line. If it's just an x, it's a vertical. Now we've got the ones with x's and y's. Now they do have these written in standard form, and they will be in your assignment today too. Standard form is the x and y's on the same side. So what you need to do to graph is change to slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Okay, which we've done the last two chapters. In order to get this y by itself, I got to move this over. So the y stays there, the sign didn't change. This changes from positive to negative 2x. The 1 didn't move, so that just stays 1. Now we can graph it. The y-intercept, b, is at 1. And from there, the slope is negative 2. So you put it over 1, which means I rise negative 2, which is down 2, and run 1. Okay, just like when we graphed before. Now the difference is it's either a solid or dotted line. It's solid because it has the equal. And then the added thing is you've got to shade one side or the other. So you always just look at the y is less than. So you go to the y-axis, less than is below, which means we shade this side. Now if you're still not sure what to shade, although I don't know how it can't be any easier than that, if y is greater, you shade it above. If y is less, you shade below. A good point to pick is 0, 0, because that's easy. If I put 0 in here and 0 in there, 2 times 0, 0, plus 0 is 0. Is that less than 1 or equal to? Yes, so I know it should be shaded. So you can do it that way too, it just takes longer. For this one, it's almost the same except the sign's different and that's different. So I got to move the x over. It just changes signs, changes to negative 2x. Then, if the y is negative, what do you got to do? Change all the signs, including the direction. So y is less than 2x minus 3. So this one crosses at negative 3. And from there, the slope is 2. So you make it a fraction, you rise 2, run 1. Up 2 over 1. This one doesn't have the equal, so it's dotted. And then you got to shade one side or the other. Y is less than, so just go to where it crosses the y, less than's below, which means you shade this side. Yeah. Okay, here we've got to get the x over here. So it would be 4y is greater than or equal to, that would change to negative x minus 12. Then you've got to divide everything by 4. So y is greater than or equal to negative x over 4, you could just write as negative 1/4 x. Negative 12 over 3 is minus 3. So it crosses at negative 3, the y-intercept. From there, our slope is negative 1/4. So you go down 1 and over 4. It has the equal, so it is solid. And then y is greater. So if you go here, greater is above, which means you shade this side. Okay?
Sounds like the other one, but slanted.
So sometimes we have ones with, or we're going to have a couple with fractions in it. So I'll do a couple of them. Okay, so on these, when you have fractions in them, what you could do right away is get rid of the fractions. What could I do to this to get rid of the bottom numbers?
Times by 3.
Take everything times 3. And why did you pick 3?
The denominator.
That's the denominator. Because if you take 3 times 2/3, that just cancels. Leaves you with 2x. Here, 3 times 1/3, the 3's cancel, leaves you with negative 1y is greater than, now this is the one a lot of people forget to do. Remember, you gotta do it to all of them. That's 12. So now we gotta put it back into y equals mx plus b. So I move this over. That would change to negative 2x. And since it's a negative 1y, remember that's the same as negative y. And if it's ever negative, you just change all the signs. So change that to positive, change the direction, positive 2x minus 12. So when you graph this one, I would go by 2's. You can go by 1's, but then you gotta go all the way up to 12.
What?
Just remember, you gotta label it on your graph. You don't have to label every spot. Just put a 2 here to show that the x goes by 2's, and put a 2 here to show that the y's go by 2's. So this one crosses at negative 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It's got a slope of 2, so over 1. So I rise 2 and run 1. Now on my graph, I actually rose 4 and ran 2. But is that any different? No, because 4 over 2 is the same as 2 over 1. You can just count the spaces when you're doing slope. This is a dotted line.
It's not.
And y is less than, so go to the y-intercept, less than's below. So that means you shade that cell. Here, what would you take everything times?
2. 4. 24.
24 would work, but we could do something smaller.
12.
12. Because 4 and 6 both go into 12. 24 would work, that'd be fine. It's just you'd have bigger numbers. Take everything times 12. 12 over 4 is 3. So 3 times 3 is 9x. 12 over 6 is 2. 2 times 1y is 2y. 2 times 12 is 24. So we got to move this over. So it'd be 2y is less than, that would change to negative 9x plus 24. Divide everything by 2. So you could just leave this as a fraction, negative 9/2 x plus 12. So when we graph it, again, I would go maybe even by 3's, now by 2's. So remember, label that the x goes by 2's and the y's go by 2's. It crosses at 12. 12. It's got a slope of negative 9/2. So it'd be down 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And over 2. 1, 2. Now if I did count by 1's, I actually went down 18 and over 4. You could just count down 9. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and over 1, 2. It'd be the same line, if you don't want to make your graph bigger. Again, it's not equal, it's dotted. And y is less than, So go to where it crosses the y-axis, less than's below, which puts you on this side of the line of shape.